Well, before the break, we were talking about the Community Day Center that is now open. It's a warm place that's desperately needed for so many who are homeless, especially during our brutally cold winter months here in Minnesota. Well, Mayor Kim Norton and City Council members were instrumental in making this happen. When did the city decide to get involved with this, and how much involvement is the City of Rochester?
So the city has been involved since the beginning of COVID. This really started as a COVID response, and so the Day Center has gone through a few different iterations during this time. We started out over at the Mayo Civic Center, and then it has moved to the Salvation Army, and then now through the CARES funding that we received, we were able to have this opportunity to really take that CARES funding and do something that was transformative. Even though it's a short time, to have an opportunity to put something together for the next 6 months, which will allow us to get through the winter and also just this COVID response time.
Let's talk about COVID. It's changed so much of how we do things.
Absolutely.
When COVID hit, homelessness wasn't talked about right away because we were all thinking, how is this going to affect me? But it was only within the short weeks after COVID entered Minnesota and then our own community that the mayor and others said, you know what, we've got to do something about our homeless population. So talk about the evolution of that.
Once COVID hit and we realized this was going to be a challenge for our community and for our city as a whole, we also recognized that we needed to make sure that we're taking care of those who are most disadvantaged in our community. And so what that meant was making sure that they had a safe place to be during the day, and then they had the shelter happening at night that through the Olmsted County. But this gave them an opportunity to be in a safe space, have food, have shelter, have someone who's checking in on them on a regular basis, and make sure that there was just services available for them.
I want to talk about, though, the mayor and how she's taken this on and really backed it. And so the city has embraced kind of the initiatives, this being one of them.
Absolutely. Our mayor has been an advocate for people experiencing homelessness since she took office, and the pandemic has only put us into a position where that was needed to be even more at the forefront of our thoughts. We needed to make sure that both to keep our community safe and also to keep the people experiencing homelessness safe, that this is really important, that they have a place to be and a place to go that allows them to get services, to have that shelter, and to have someone who's regular checking temperatures and doing all of those things that some of us do in our everyday lives as we go to work, as we go to maybe to doctor's appointments. Make sure that's happening for them as well.
So as you have overseen this project, tell me about what it is that you've had to make compliant, make sure that they have the availability of services.
So this was a pretty fast and furious project once we identified a location where we could make this happen. And with that, there was a number of things that had to occur just to make sure that we could have people in here and make it safe. Knowing that we are headed into winter, the HVAC system was upgraded. It is still not the perfect solution if you were going to be sleeping here, but it'll be great for keeping people warm during the days. We also were able to install 2 restrooms that are ADA accessible, as well as a shower that's ADA accessible. And all of those are just important things when we're looking at how we can make people more comfortable over the next 6 months.
Well, God bless you for everything that you've done through your job and what the city has done to really embrace this and make it happen.
That's the goal.
Thanks, Jamie.